welcome to Fitz on Flix. I'm Fitz, this is my friend Murph.
I don't like your attitude today, Fitz.
Oh, want to fight?
Nope.
Alright, well let's talk about a movie called Fighting. We saw this week starring Channing, how do you say his name?
Channing Tatum.
Wow, I already get that wrong. Channing Tatum. He's in this. Terrence Howard's in this movie. Murph, you want to tell people what the movie's about? Should I tell people?
You tell them. Go ahead.
Okay, I will. So, so this movie starts out, first of all, it takes place in New York, okay? We meet Channing Tatum. He plays a guy named Sean.
Let's just call him Sean.
I'll call him Sean, that's better. He has a funny name. No offense to any of the Channings out there. So Sean's living in New York. He's selling a bunch of books on the street, peddling things. Actually, first we meet him, he's selling books, Harry Potter books, really cheap knockoff ones on the street. You also see him trying to sell umbrellas. He's trying to make ends meet. He has no money. One day while he's selling stuff, he gets jumped by a couple people, or at least he's supposed to get jumped, but he ends up turning the tables and beating all of them up. Who should see this but Terrence Howard, who plays a guy named Harvey, who seems rather impressed watching the fighting skills of our friend Sean here. Well, as you do in New York City, and no matter where you go, you're going to bump into people everywhere you go. So he's on the other side of the city, bumps into Harvey by chance, says, hey, I want my money back, I know you knew those guys that jumped me, blah, blah, blah. And Harvey says, you know what, I could do that, but I could also help you make a lot more money. And he introduces Sean to the world of underground fighting, a world where rich people show up and they pay lots of money and they bet on no-name people to watch them fight and to see who wins. No hold bars, no rules. That's just what they do. And that's basically the story of how far can he go in this underground world of fighting, and his relationship with Harvey. Is Harvey really in it for him? Or is Harvey really his friend? Or is there other problems? And it's basically the story of, will this guy succeed and can he overcome obstacles? Murph, did you like this movie?
I absolutely did not like this movie. I was fighting myself in my seat because I actually went to see this. I couldn't believe that I did it. This movie was so predictable from the first moment. You knew exactly how it was going to turn out. You knew what was going to happen next. I thought Channing Tatum was not good. And I saw Stop Loss, Channing, and you were awesome in that movie. So I was excited to see you in this. Nah, you weren't doing it. Terrence Howard was alright. Seen him better. But just the story, the script was not up to my standards.
Well, okay, you have pretty high standards. Thank God for us, I don't. I thought this movie was actually pretty good. I didn't love it. I'm saying you gotta run to see it, put on your running shoes, stretch, and get there and see it. It's not phenomenal, but I had fun with it. I thought the performances, I disagree. I thought, not Channing. Say Sean. I can't say Channing. Sean. I thought he did a pretty good job in this. And I thought he did a great job. Terrence Howard. We've all seen him in Iron Man 2 and Hustle and Flow. I thought his character, Harvey, was so awesome. Every single scene he's in that movie, I don't know if the word's riveted.
Riveted?
Riveted, yeah. I don't know if that's the word, but I was really into it. I thought he was wonderful. A lot of really great supporting people in this too. You got Louis Guzman.
Okay.
Who we've all seen in a million movies, Boogie Nights, Crocodile Dundee 2. He was great in this. You had JoJo White's son there. What's his name? Brian White. JoJo White from the Celtics. Brian White there, he plays arch enemies of Sean. They have a past. They both wrestled for the same team by a really weird coincidence. Back in Indiana, or where was
Alabama.
Alabama, I'm sorry, Alabama had the same wrestling coach, and they have a history. He was great in it, I thought. Obviously his character's a little predictable, but he played it right.
He played it right, but the character was dumb. I thought that their past, they built it up to be this amazing thing, and it was ooh, they were in the same wrestling team. Oh wow, they're arch nemesis. And then they have to, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling this, but you know that they're going to end up fighting. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it just drove me nuts because you could see the next step. And I'm not usually good at that. I'm not good at, figuring out movies. I got confused watching the Pink Panther 2.
You did get, yeah, no, that's true. You've never been good at that. But no, I agree. Very, very predictable. I understand that. But I thought it did hit things, something's going for it. I thought the fighting scenes were pretty real, pretty intense.
I agree with that.
I thought, some of the characters in it, I thought, when Sean, he starts falling for that girl, I thought there was a really kind of a cute relationship with them. I thought the lady that played the girl's mom, I thought she was pretty funny. She reminded me a lot of the old lady in Goodfellas. What's his name there? Joe Pesci's mom.
She was like De Niro compared to this woman.
Well, yeah, I thought this woman was good.
Even though she didn't really look like De Niro, she looked more like Pesci.
This woman or the other one?
This woman, the old lady, she looked like she never acted before.
That's all good. That's all.
Much like Pesci. Don't get me started.
I won't get you started. But no, I see. So, I guess I took what I thought the good out of this. One of the things too. I want to look more into. Prior to this movie, I thought rich people. I didn't realize they were into underground fighting. Apparently, it's a big thing in New York. If you have money, you're paying to watch people without money fight underground. You're not going to professional boxes. You're going to the underground parties. I'd love to know more about that. If I see some documentaries on it, whatever. But this movie.
I was just gonna say. You know what these people need to do? These rich people. They should invest in what we call a computer. You go on YouTube. You can see all the fighting in the world.
And watch Fitz on Flix.
Yeah,
I remember...
Much more entertaining than a fight.
Eyes Wide Shut, I remember they went to a lot of orgies, the rich people in New York. But in this movie, they don't. They just go to a lot of fights. I liked it. I thought it was what it was. It's not great, but it's not terrible. I'm not going to say run out to the theater and see it, but if you see it eventually on cable or whatever, or if you just happen to stumble into the theater, you're not going to hate it. I think you'll have fun with it. Pretty cool movie. Murph?
I'd say the opposite of what he just said.
Wow.
Exactly the opposite of exactly what he said.
Well, okay then.
But that's cool.
Well, okay.
We disagree.
Well, do you agree that they should all check us out on fitsonflix.com?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Well, then we're back on the same page. Excellent. So check us out on fitsonflix.com. I'm Fitz.
I'm Murph.
And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.